Yeah. Holla at your boy. I'm back like I never left. All right. Where we at? With it? Testing, 1, 2. This is my first official, unofficial live streaming. Testing YouTube and Facebook right now as we speak. Testing the waters right here. As above, so below. Big ups to the Lost Tribes. You know how we do, baby. Yeah. So what's going on? Anybody here with me? Give me a shout out. Big ups to everybody tuned in earlier as I was still testing the audio presentation. I know it sounded like it was a lot of energy going on, so I muted those visuals. And let me go ahead and verify that actually I took those videos out because they weren't as properly presented as they should have been. So hope everybody's doing well in this grand rising. It is 9:58, about to be X o'clock in the morning of this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Holla at your boy. So let's see what's going on right here. I am testing out. So let me go ahead and mute that. I'm going to privatize that visual. Saved it. There it is. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Redemption Station.
I do miss you, Joe Bob.
So let's see what's going on. Let's see how that's coming on. Station. All right,
you already know where we at. We're right here in planet.
So let's see where we at with them.
Here in planet Earth.
All right, so I don't see the actual live on Facebook right now as we speak. So I am still processing. Everybody tune in, man. You're welcome to come chat with your boy. You can have Q&As, questions and answers. I am welcome to communicate. You're welcome to come to my live as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and test in just to see where I'm at with it on actually YouTube. Let's see how that's looking like. So no, that's not in right now. So that's not in right now. So let's go ahead and delete that one. Upcoming. That was supposed to be last month. Oh, so that's actually right now. All right. So let's go ahead and see how this is going and record. All right, so we are recording. My channels are on, so that's good. We're streaming right now as we speak. So this is streaming. I'm definitely not gonna end this. I will go ahead and unofficially activate this. So let's go ahead and make this happen. So let me go ahead and shrink this up a bit as I am testing the waters. Holla at your boy. I hope the sounds is good to you as it does sounds good in my ears. I am trying to test this right now as we speak. So give me a few. Holla at your boy, yeah. Number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda, number the Uda, number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby. Number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda, number the Uda, number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda, number the Uda, number the Uda baby. Let's try worldwide. Let's try podcast Redemption Station. Salam alaikum, alaikum, Allah, Shabbat, Shalom, it's written in stone. Salam alaikum, alaikum, Allah, Shabbat, Shalom, it's written in stone. Yeah. So don't mind me. This is how I will be starting my podcast. I will work on my signatures, my intros, and my outros as I am still warming up here. I got to make some few phone calls, but I figure I show face in Facebook and YouTubers salutations, see what's going on. Battery's looking good in my end of that camera. Um, I can't quite see yet what we got going on here, so I can shift this. There's ways to go about my shifting, how I go ahead and do my presentations here, I suppose. Okay, that's cool right there. That's fine. All right, fair enough. Okay. So it says we got one viewer, big ups. That could be possibly me, although I don't see me looking at myself as of yet. I'm still here testing out, see what we got going on. Shabbat shalom, big ups. That could be possibly me, although I don't see me. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Still here testing out, see what we got going on. Shabbat. Anybody on Facebook, can you tell me, do you hear me, the echo? You hear the beat in the background? Numero uno, baby. Numero uno, baby. Yo, big up. She, what's up? Big ups to my brother Cheese. Yeah. We on, baby. So what we got going on? Yeah, welcome to the Lost Tribes Podcast Redemption Station. It's yours truly, WFD, but I'll tell you how I'm back. I know I got my brother right here hanging out throughout the, United Kingdoms. The Inner Kingdom Foundation. Salutations. So yeah, man, I got a few things I want to go ahead and work on. Let me go ahead and take this echo down. Yeah, I love that echo, guys. So yeah, so what's going on, guys? First of all, thank you for tuning in. For those that will be tuning in the future, present, and those who have came through in the past, as it is always now and then. Forever yours, aquí David para ti. And so I'm just over here testing out this new streaming that I'm working on, seeing how this works. It allows me to actually have private chats as well as have other chat modes type deal. So just testing it out, see how this works in this platform. So I'm hearing the phones kind of vibrating. Let me see what's going on. Who's hitting me up? What's the topic? So yeah. Big ups, Chino, man. So Chino hit me up. I can see it here, but I can't see it on the actual platform, which I am actually paying. So big ups to my brother Chi. You know what I'm saying? You can actually go live with me too if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm just airing it out. Right now, I'm just testing out. So the topic's gonna be streaming. We're talking about the era of AI, where we at with it, and how can we stay grounded as a civilization, as a people, as a nation, as a global family when times gets chaotic and people lose reality, a sense of humanity. You know what I'm saying? We have to be the change we want to see, and we have to hold it down for one another, because people's perception and realities can be mixing emotions, and sometimes we get so emotionally attached to ideas that we lose the reality of the concept of who we are supposed to be as civilization, as humanity, as a people, whether it's brotherin, neighborin, or those strangerin. You feel what I'm saying? So today's topic is gonna be today's current events. Let's just go ahead. I'm also open up for questions as we Q&A with one another. You might have some questions, I might have some answers, and vice versa. We can flip the script. Today is really just a test to test this rest stream, which I'm streaming right now, testing out to see how it actually sounds, how it feels, and how I come across and interact with my audience, my peoples, my friends, and family. So the thing is that my brother hit me up. I could see here. Let me see if I could actually. I'm gonna respond via via phone. Let me see. Can you hear me as I speak and text now? There might be a delay, Chi, so bear with me. I'm just right now testing. I'm going to send this via phone, and I should be able to see this here. So you see this whole setting that I just got myself right now. It has a nice little setting, so I should be able to actually converse as we speak via notes. These are notes. I'm not worried about notes. What about this? How about I make that as a complete set? All right, all right. Let's see. Type messages. I should be able to. All right, so my audio is good. I ain't getting a response. Here it is. Nope. Captions. I'm cool with that. Let's try podcast redemption. Welcome to my stream. Q and A's. Stickers. Follow. Stream. Actually, okay, fine. So, demo. I don't want no demo. Welcome. Okay, this is good. Add theme. Do I have to add theme media? No. Look at that. I could do another third. Lord. Okay. I don't see it added. I want. Oh, that is super dope. So that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I just see that I just added the Lust Try Podcast Redemption Station. So when I hide it, you can actually see my alias, David Immortal, caption the time, mortalizing the moment is now. Yeah, I'm on now. I'm on now, Chi. Yo, big ups. But the thing is, yeah, I'm sorry because I can't see. I'm seeing. So my brother's texting me. Big ups to my brother Chino Peligro. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood of the Church of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? One of the original OGs of the brotherhoods in Philadelphia, man. So the thing is that I can see you texting me, Chino, via my phone, which my phone is right here. My phone is right here. But the problem is that I'm right now testing this live stream, and it should allow me to actually see where I'm conversing with the audience. So big ups, man, my brother, man, miss you, bro. Yo, big ups to brother Chi, man. There's what you did the 5K. Which how many Ks you did for the Rocky run? I actually partook on the Rocky Balboa run when they first started back in 2014. I believe that was the first run, and I've been meaning to go back ever since, but I've always had gotten into some difficulties where I weren't able to make my runs. But but yeah, man, it's good to see you doing your thing, brother, man. You still being the chef? I know you get down in the kitchen. Speaking of today, I got down in the kitchen. I made me some chicken wings, some rice and beans, and that was my breakfast. Cause it's how we eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Breakfast for champs. Holla at your boy. But let me see where we at. I still don't see the chat in this end. 5K. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely what's up though, bro. So my brother Chino said that he did the 5K, man. That's pretty cool, man. It's definitely a beautiful thing when you running around the art museum in Philadelphia, and and of course, at the end, you got to go up the rocky stairs, so it's definitely a beautiful experience, having your Philadelphians and tri-states and other people that come from different states and parts of even the world. Some other people come out of here to experience the Rocky experience, you know. So it's definitely fun to see people dressing up like Mr. T, Rocky Balboa, Drago, and everybody else that was involved, Creed and all them, other brothers, and they're involved in the making of the Balboa. So hold up, I don't know why I still can't see no text. Sh- should give you the option. All right. So with that being said, I would definitely show, yeah, the Last Try podcast. Definitely. What else? Yeah, man. So, but yeah, so okay, so on real talk, you know what I mean? I definitely had some written stuff that I wanted to get down. So, real talk that I want to get into really is the Terra Infinite, the infinite earth. You see what I'm saying? And this is where I'm at. You know what I mean? This is where I'm at with it. Is yours truly, your fearless companion, Davi aqui para ti, the visionary extraordinaire, Razul Malik, the Wood Profeta X, marking the spot, remaining faithful, remaining true in everything that I do. I always do the corazon. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, some of the topics I really want to get into, I got a rough draft here, and some of the things I really want to speak about is the timeline we on. Do we really know what time we on and whose time we on and who's clicking and clocking and sticking and stocking? You know what I'm saying? So right now we are under the illusion of many things, and then the thing is that we have been given so much liberty that we are slave to our own decisions unknowingly, you know, resourceful, unknowingly, getting ourselves because we are so gullible as a people. And there are people that are put already in platforms and stages in lives that although they would be in our shoes, will probably done worse than us, but they are in a privileged position, which is okay. People work and dedicate themselves, and we as family members, we would do the same for our loved ones. So we're here to enlighten one another. And I'm just here to, oh my God, is it gonna be Thanksgiving next weekend already? Already we're gonna be in Thanksgiving next weekend. There's no way. Cause my mother just inboxed me asking me what do I need. So let's go see. I doubt, okay, so Veterans Day was this week that just passed. We are here on the 15th. Oh, well, that's 2 weeks from now. So uh, my mom's always ahead of time. That's one thing I love about my mom. My brother says, going back before I get back to the infinite earth, the unmovable earth. My brother says, I run 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from Washington Ave up to City Hall and back. Now, that's dedication. I wish I could do my runs. I do a lot of steps at work. So and I have advanced arthritis on my hips. So eventually, sometime coming soon, and I hope later than sooner, but most likely sooner than later, I will gonna need a hip replacement. So that's coming up. It sounds terrible, man. I'm 47 years old, and is definitely a tremendous pain to endure. But some of the topic that I want to talk about, pretty much, it comes down to the timeline we on. This is some of my check points. The infinite earth. What we're talking about here is school reform, because we need reformation about what we're being educated and what we educating our kids, because we have a lot of dead knowledge that doesn't apply. The way we apply our knowledge and the format of which and how things are being applied, we're not utilizing our full potential for each individual that has his divine calling and purpose. So this is going to be for greater depths in school processing, in the in the depthness of our essence as we are arriving on earth purposely and divinely made with purpose. There's we are here. Everybody here is special, and not everybody special ability should not be denied, or it should be understood. you know So we also have stolen history, those who keep history to themselves, you know. But again, I'm a firm believer that God works in mysterious ways. So it is our duty to even go beyond those obstacles that may be perceived as obstacles. And so, with that being said, there is an actual uh, purpose for everything, even the ops, what we call the opposers, those that oppose us. They even have a purpose, you know what I'm saying? And this is where we work with the grace and the patience and the blessings and the gift that God, the divine creator, has put upon all of us, because each and every one of us do have a purpose. The thing again is that we as human beings are very gullible, and most of us have a grand fear. Others are fearless, but we should have a certain boundary, and boundaries need to be respected, and thus division, as bad as it sounds, need to be understood and acknowledged and respected as well. You know what I'm saying? There is a time and a place and a space for each and every member of planet Earth, and we need to understand that we still growing. So here I am trying to like help ground things up, as I feel like it's part of my duty as a guardian, as a vet, as a father, as a son, as a neighbor, as a human being, that we need to establish certain things. But I also am here to feel that we are being misguided as well. I feel like we're being misguided, is in my deepest truthful. And for you guys it could be an opinion, but I feel like deep down is a fact that the earth is unmovable, and that they keep feeding us this fear that the earth is going to be perishing and all that. The earth can shift, the earth can move, the earth is alive and breathing, you know what I'm saying? But as the earth to be destroyed, maybe as we know it, but no, the earth will sustain, and the earth is unmovable. I believe that the earth is an infinite plane existence that has us in a stage where we are right now in the midst of having a breakthrough, and I believe that, you know. So some of the stuff we're talking about is space travel, inner Earth, robotics, AI. So these are stuff that I want to talk about, and these are the stuff that I want to bring into this topic. So starting off, you know, um, everybody has a theory. People make a living out of talking about flat Earth. I personally feel that the Earth may have a plain, large scale, larger than they want to let us know. As it being a flat Earth, I don't really think that it's a flat Earth. I personally feel that the Earth itself is actually so much bigger that they're really holding us back from the depths of the scale of this beautiful earth that we're living in. And right now we are being tested in this ground. And I believe that we are the generation of redemption, and we are the makers or breakers of what is yet to be and what could be. And if we make it as a people, the world will make it as humanity. The same thing goes for America. As a veteran of the United States Army, I love my country, and I've been over several third world countries, and I realized the poverty and the disadvantage that they have in comparison to our advantages that we have. And so I realized how blessed we are, and how yet we have so much liberty that we are slave to our ignorance and the choices that we make as a people. And so thus in comparison, it's a gift. It's a pros and cons in both aspect, because we slaved ourselves to work, and all that to say also, here we are paying taxes, and I find it very unacceptable that as hardworking taxpayers, we I agree with certain topics that certain people do bring. We should put America first. If we being American people, we are working hard, and we are paying taxes, and then they send out trillions of dollars to a different nation to go to war. I think that's defeating the growth. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what kind of banking situation they got going on, or however they doing it. They doing it wrong. They're doing it with our counsel, without our approval. I think that we are the people and we are the voice, and that they work for the people, not the opposite, that the people work for them. And so when they tell us that we should or shouldn't, that we should at will just jump off the bridge because so-called president or so-called mayor, so-called senator or congressman. No, we are the people. They work for us. And you're talking about they're taxing us billions and trillions of dollars, and then that money goes into war is unacceptable. Here now, this is to address Ellen and all the wannabe Ellens out there in the world that claim that they want to go to Mars and that they want to go out into space travel. If that is the case, let's start up. Let's start a foundation on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Show improve on Earth. Worst case scenario, if we are going to do space travel, then we should start by utilizing these robots that we have right now, to utilize them to then start building greenhouses over Mars and the moon and other planetary systems. Then you planted the trees, you know, dig in and excavate for water and all life forms. And then we start our little baby steps. Then we send our ants and our bees and see how they slowly progress to live and coexist among these greenhouses and environment. Because you're talking about, imagine us as human people, how much diversity we have, only because a group of people decided to go north, others went south, others went west, and others went east. And due to the extreme distances and locations of our whatever form of earth we claim to live in, which is yet to be in question, because somehow, some way, they keep us, humanity, distracted in the truth of what is the North Pole and what is truly in the South, what is truly going on in the Antarctic. They don't give us access to know that. They don't give us access to North Pole. When you go into GPS, into the computer GPS and all that, and you want to see the north or the south, there is a distortion of what you can see and what you're allowed to see. You see what I'm saying? So there is definitely things to be questioned. And I think that it is our divine rights as citizens of planet Earth to know this. So I don't understand why anybody would just accept. I have a science teacher that I love and I respect sincerely, you know, but she says she will tell me if I come in with my ideas, which there are other people who speak on other absurd ideas and they got followings and they make money. I'm not saying I'm here for the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to speak my ideas into ground stuff because I've been blessed with my breath. I've been blessed for today. And I'm just hoping that at the end of it all, I'll be able to have a breakthrough upon the advancement of humanity and civilization as a global family, and all that in itself is the enrichedness that no money can buy, you know, and that we can go ahead and build these bridges and make these differences to come together as a people. We have the healing property, we have the knowledge, and once we come together as a people, then we will make breakthroughs beyond belief. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a veteran that if we American people fall as a nation, the world will fall as a civilization, because we as American people are the only one of the few, if not the primary example and the leading nation of everyone coming together and working together. We are the closest to the truth and the furthest from fulfilling that truth. So I'm here to share that light and to speak this light, to you guys. This is the Lost Tribe podcast by yours truly, David aquí para ti. Speaking of what timeline are we really on? You think that it's 2025? You think that the year right now is 2025? You think that we just been on Earth for 2025 years? Is that really the timeline? You mean to tell me that there were ancient civilizations that has did unmovable architects, and these people that did this phenomenal structure, they were more aligned with the planetary system, and they were more aligned with the Earth being movable than we are with a global planet. This global civilization that's supposed to be more advanced technically, or I can't even say, I'm raised from the island, so there's certain terminology I'm not going to be able to express, but you get the concept, you get the idea. Don't clown me, man. It's okay if we joke around and goof me around, but don't dumb me down in the fact of which statement I'm trying to make, because I believe this is very important. It's very crucial that we understand that we are under a veil of lies. And it's unacceptable that we as a people, knowing that there's something wrong, keep turning the cheeks. And it's okay to turn the cheek. I truly do believe there is a divine lesson and blessing, but we have to also, as we turn this cheek, let them know I am still here. Must you proceed to smack me on my face when I'm trying to do the right thing? I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm working hard. You're taking my taxes, and then you're sending trillions of dollars to go to war to another nation when we supposed to be a setting example of a people, how a people should work together. But yet, this is propaganda. They're shutting down schools, opening in more jails, because there's a propaganda that's going on that these people, these bankers, these elites of people have this mentality that we're going to corrupt the mentality of the young, and they go after the young at an early age. So what they do, they'll sign up artists and give them millions of dollars of record deals to rap about the things that they shouldn't be, that's illegal. And they'll promote that throughout everything. So in the background, you're hearing this as a brainwashing system. And it saddens me. It saddens me that we allow this mentality to be a norm. And to many degrees, I am a firm believer that everybody has the right to choose and be whatever they want to be. And I respect that. But we have to protect our children from the perversity of these people that hide behind these formats that causes these decisions, or these subconscious decisions that you think you're making, but they're making for us before you get to even have a sense of who you are and awaken to your true divine purpose and call. God don't make no mistakes. We make mistakes. What timeline are we really on? And so we are sending out money to go ahead and secure other wars when we're supposed to be securing our people. You know what I'm saying? What else we got going on? We have stolen history. You see, with everything that's going on, you would think that all these great leaders, whether it is the great leaders of Christianity, whether it is the great leaders of the Jewish people, whether it's the great leaders of the Buddhists, the Hindus, the Muslims, the Vatican, what are they doing? And then you have the Vatican, who sits and they have histories and history on vaults, untold about, unknown about, and they parade all day and night. Now I don't want to say all day and night, because a lot of people, they submit to faith, and faith is a beautiful thing. I'm not here to mock nobody's faith, but I'm just here to help people understand, what are we doing as people of faith? Are we truly, really, 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 really trying to fulfill the law, which is love? If I love you, I won't lie to you, steal from you. I will honor my parents. I would not kill or steal from my neighbors, but what they have done for many years. Here comes Christopher Columbus a little bit over 500 years ago and come to the Americas, lost because he's over there looking for India. India, great India, right? So he comes and he gets lost and he finds this beautiful Arawak Indians in the Caribbeans, the Virgin Islands. And what he does to one of my, because I'm internationally blood descendant to my Jewish, Middle Easterns, Europeans, British, Scottish, Irish. I'm also Polynesian, Incas, Andes, Arawak, North, South, and Central America, North, Center, and Eastern and Western African, Chester Republican, and all these beautiful races, which I was kind of shocked, because I know I'm Puerto Rican, but when you see the bloodlines and you see the descendants, and I took my test back in 2016, I was pretty shocked. And I found it pretty amazing. I never understood racism. I always saw life as a beautiful gift, and I saw everybody individually. I thought it was like a unique process, but there was more to it. And I'm a firm believer that there is something about the terrain of our existence that is very important. This is what this right here is about. It's about, where are we really at? What is this magical place that, although they say we're doing 1,000 miles spin while we're doing 60,000 miles around the sun, while we're doing millions of miles around the galaxy, while we're going billions of miles around the universe, like free falling in space. And here we are working, the only animals, and out of all the animal kingdom, the only ones that is paying for taxes, so other people can take that money and go to war and utilize it for everything else. And it's okay. I'm all about donating and helping others. I certainly do believe that that's what we should do, but not for war. It's unacceptable. We have so many children, men, women, and child, elderlies, who are suffering because of the lack of leadership. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm the leader of all leaders or I'm the perfect being of all perfect. I'm just as human as you are, trying to figure it out. But when something hurts and I know that, you know what, man, people are suffering and something isn't being done right, I think that it's only right that we speak upon it. If I have a question, I think that I should have an answer, an honest answer. If I feel like, okay, I want to know what's going on in the Antarctic. I want to know what's going on in the North Pole. Like, what's really going on up there? Why you don't give us visualization of what's really going on? What about the inner Earth? How deep is the Earth? You don't think that we don't have underground uh levels upon levels upon waters? There's waters on top of waters. There's a firmament on top of firmaments. I mean, there's divisions upon divisions. There's levels to levels. There is life to life. There is vision to vision. These are words to words, language to language, people to people. And here we are in this disconnected division when we can work and come together as a people. You know what I'm saying? So big ups, Sharon, Miss E, big ups, big ups, big ups. I was just talking about my beautiful Miss E, who we have our opinions. You know what I'm saying? She's a science teacher. So in her well educated, my beautiful teacher who's well educated has a well established knowledge when it comes to what's that terminology that we use when you're doctrinated into having this knowledge, which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Rocket solo salutations and big ups to everybody tuning in. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to speak. Let's enlighten each other about the facts to which we are on. What timeline are we really on? You know, again, we had civilizations back in the days that have made structures, architectures that without last today's so-called advanced technology with people who have this so-called advanced knowledge, which I believe is doctrinated and undermined and watered down to the actual truth of what it is. And we are being tested in a censorship establishment that is only permissible within a elite of people, which it don't even matter what race or who is these elite people, because I believe that sadly enough, no matter who the people would be, whether it's your family or their family, whoever would be in that position would have similarly done similar things. And this is a reality that we also need to face. And this is why this is called the Lost Tribe Podcast, the Redemption Station, because we're here to become the generation to redeem our past and to have breakthroughs unseen and unheard of, because it's time for us to make that change. So I speak on right now upon that. So we have the Elon Musk of the times right now speaking about sending life to Mars. My whole thing about that, yeah, baby. What's up, Richie? Rich is in the house. So you got Elon Musk right now. You know what I'm saying? So Richie Rich says he's making a movie, baby. Share with us about that movie. In the meantime, over here talking about timelines. What timeline are we on? Are we really 2025? Is it really 5786? I mean, what year and who decides to let you know when the year started? you know, and who decides to write history or rewrite history? You know, when the villains become heroes and the heroes become villain. Who decides to tell you who's truly the hero, who's truly the villain? Nice, the firmament. So check it out. So my brother Richie brings up and he says it's called the firmament. You know what I'm saying? So in all the ancient civilizations, scriptures, and history, everybody talk about this firmament, this water upon water situation. And now this is all about perception. I wish I'm still, so right now this is a test, and I'm right now maybe live in YouTube and Facebook as we speak, so I'm testing out this rest stream and I'm testing it out, checking it out. Welcome to the Lost Tribe Podcast. You're truly David aquí para ti, holla back, faithful and true in everything we do. Holding it down for my peoples. It's how we do it, baby. So I'm just sharing about the time and the indoctrination, how we be indoctrinated, and the information, who gets to write history, rewrite history, share history, and tell you what history is. Do we live? I personally feel like we live in an infinite terrain, Earth. And right now we are in a censorship being tested by an elite of families right now who perhaps may have been having issues for a long time. And somehow, some way, something in my spirit tells me, like, you know what? We are right now the generation of the redemption. We are the redemption. We are the generation of redemption right now. And if we don't get it together now, we will never get it together. And we have to get it together because, unfortunately, as much as people don't want to admit it, is the only way. We need to work together, each and every one of us coming together, and especially Puerto Rican people. If we don't accept it, we don't accept our own existence, and we are the embodiment of every nation. Yes, I know. And I'm here talking about mysteries is our story. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to share that. They don't want to let us know about the Antarctic, the North Pole. These are things that we as a people should have access to and know. What about the inner earth? You know, we working hard. They take, and we paying taxes. We doing all this, and they take our taxpayers' money without question. That's highway robbery. And then send it to Ukraine, trillions of dollars, billions and billions upon billions of dollars to go to war. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and they yet to resolve the issues, and they continue to take and ask for more money and more equipment for war. There's nothing intelligent about creating a department and creating the Department of War. We need a Department of Intelligence, which we're supposed to have. Do we really have it? We should have a Department of Solutions. We should have a Department of Peace. You know, so here we are. So now we are now living in so-called 2025, and we have green minds, and there's really nothing new. Elon Musk just got the money. Big ups to Elon Musk for being one to utilize his money to be innovative. Because how many billionaires are out there that wants to advance civilization? With all the movies, with all the cartoons, with everything that we grew up, Elon Musk is the only billionaire that wants to create things that he wants to bring to people, and he's making money out of it, which is okay. It's innovative. It's nothing new under the sun. He's not creating something that hasn't been thought of, but he's producing it. So he's a producer. He's a great producer who's producing this technologies of things, whether it's advanced smart cars and robots and all of that, things of that nature. My brother Richie says, check out the trailer to my movies. I discuss a lot of these issues. Yeah, for sure. It's no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And I've been talking about these issues too for many years. You know it too. We need to sit down and actually bring this conversation on a brother skills, because when there's two or more, God is always there. You know? So, and I definitely what I mean, I'm with that. I'm with that. So you got Elon Musk right now, and so Ellen or Alien, what I'm saying, he wants to send life to Mars. First of all, my whole thing is this. First of all, before we even go jump into Mars, let's get the station at the moon established. All right. Did we even land at the moon? You know what I'm saying? Did we even land at the moon? But you want to send people to Mars. First off, if we're going to do anything, hop, skip, and a jump. Let's get it right, step by step. Don't trip. Don't hurt nobody. You don't want to hurt yourself. Let's hurt nobody else. So, okay, that's one. Two, imagine the diversity of humanity. Imagine the diversity of humanity. Look at us as a people. According to the science of all that is, what I'm saying, the reason why we as human people have a diversity of existence is because the location to which we came from, right? So here we are, because I came from the north or the south or the east or the west, or was somewhere in the equator. I came to be such status, such complexion, such features came about because of where I was located on planet Earth. Imagine if you send humans, to Mars. What extravagance of changes can that cause to a human being? DNA mutation, physical attributes changes. You don't think that would happen? So my suggestion would be as simple, and this is where I'm putting here at the Lost Tribes podcast redemption station, as we enlighten one another, to build with one another, to be a better people for one another, for our loved ones, families, and friends. But my suggestion would then be is that to utilize these robots that we are making, Ellen, you're making all these robots. What do you think the purpose of these robots are? I would utilize these robots to then send out and allow a family of each citizen of planet Earth to partake in the excavations of other planets, to help and navigate and excavate other planets, help build greenhouses. And then once we excavate and find water, and we plant our trees and seeds and put trees where there's no trees, water where there's no water, life where there is no life, and behold paradise before your very own eyes. Look, Earth 2, Earth 3, Earth 4, Earth 5, then it's impossible. I'm not going to say that it's impossible. But before we make it possible, let's do it in the proper order. The proper order of doing things is to establish these steps that are logically, precisely, purposely done to manifest these responsive that we want and we are, if we're going to need this to be a thing. So my suggestion is to do it step by step, sending these robots, creating the greenhouses over the station, whether it's the station, the moon, to Mars, then so forth and so on. And thus, now once we have our greenhouses, then we send the ants and see how they live and how they procreate. We send the bees and we'll see how they live and procreate. Our greatest farmers of all times, the bees, the most sensual, beautiful bees of planet Earth. And then from there we give them a year or so, and then we go on the next step, stepping stone, step by step, step by step. And that's how we secure the security and the safetyness and the true knowledge of the boundaries which we are stepping into, because things are progressively moving into changes. And the changes that we want positive changes. We want good changes. We want healthy changes. We want healthy relationships, you know. But we're lacking confidence, knowledge, understanding. And when I say confidence, it's confidence in yourself that you have been given a vision that goes beyond the proper norm, you know. Yeah, that is crazy, right? Right. That so Richie mentioned to me, and he said, "Did you know that bees fly through frequencies?" And that is something really deep. I mean, bees are one of the most amazing creatures that we have on planet Earth. I mean, to be honest with you, not only do they, yeah, they are a whole frequency in themselves. I mean, they have healing properties. Their buzzing has a frequency that has the ability to heal the body. You know, but not only that, but like bumblebees itself, they are the way that they are designed. They shouldn't even be able to fly. They shouldn't. It's impossible that these bumblebees. However, I mean, I haven't really. This is. I saw this once, and then I saw somebody repost it again. I was like, oh shit! Like, excuse my French, but I found that pretty interesting, right, Rich? That a bumblebee shouldn't even be able to fly, right? So I found that pretty interesting. And I'm always sharing about the bees, and I love animals and I love life. Yeah, yeah, bees are amazing. So I would suggest to Ellen and every Ellen-minded person that if we are going to contribute to the future of humanity, that we need to do it right. You want to go ahead and send life to Mars. Let's not commit suicide and send people to get lost. Let's do stepping stones if possible, and if possible, because I'm a firm believer that impossible is nothing. But first, we have to prove the theory, reinforce the theory, the action, stepping stones fulfilling the vision into reality. And so we would still have to start at the moon, creating a station, and then from there sending out robots to create greenhouses into the moon, and thus sending the ants and the bees to help us populate live fruits. And they are the greatest of farmers. These bees are the most amazing of farmers in life. A lot of these fruits that we have and we get to enjoy is because of these bees, these beautiful black and yellow bees buzzing around, whose buzzing can heal us, has healing properties. Speaking of healing properties, on a different event, I've been also taking mariachi methylene blue. Are you familiar with methylene blue? Richie, I think that this is something that we need to go ahead and put this in the arsenal of wellness. This is so good for you. I'm telling you, you can feel the grounding, the clarity, the way the mind works, the way it moves. It has this thing where it detox you from the impurities. Is antibacterial. I believe that Elon Musk as well. So big ups to Elon Musk for sharing and trying to contribute to the advancements of civilization, because he is, it ain't how many billionaires do we have that is trying. I think that he's doing other things that I feel like I wouldn't do. I wouldn't want nobody putting things of like mind control or chips into the brain. Like, I believe that God don't make no mistakes. We are just disconnected to the reality how perfect we are, and we are so complex, and we are so misunderstood upon our capability as human beings, that we're losing the connection of that divine spark that we all carry. Yeah. So it says here, Rich says cats have healing properties too through their purring. That's correct. Yeah, I hear that. And I would definitely send you a link. I wish I could send you a link here. So I'm over here right now. So I'm testing out. I'm right now. I just decided to do a month trial with that's why if you see the title to my YouTube Facebook presentation, I'm currently live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I'm just testing it out. I know I have a delay. I could see my response through the live of Facebook here. Let me see. I put my hand down. Let me see how far I am. I'm like about maybe I'm like 10 seconds. I'm like 10 seconds behind time. So I'm just testing myself. I'm 10 seconds behind my actual testing. So I would definitely send you the link. But right now, what I'm trying to figure out here, my brother, is actually how do I chat with you and or with everybody? Because I could actually have it where I can chat with people in YouTube and Facebook at the same time, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to get this situation popping and rolling. My brother Rich says, we also have our own healing frequencies in our chakra once we become in tune with ourselves and humanity, which, says my brother here, which the government does a good job of making sure we're not in tune with our frequencies. And I agree. Speaking of frequency, you're talking about the frequencies of the instrumentals that we listen to when making music. Why is it that you find yourself in the studio and you could write about love music when you hear a certain beat because of the sound and the quality of the frequency, but yet you hear a distorted beat and it makes you angry, and this is the power of frequency. Back in the days, they understood the formulation of dome and entering a dome. And when you go into a church, you had the covers, and I remember this, and I thought, and I started thinking to myself, like, wow, like how disconnected we were from this. There is something to it. I remember Tupac said, why does the church needs a gold ceiling, these dome gold ceilings? And I started thinking to myself, wow, what are these? And I started thinking about the power of the gold, right? The gold has the capability of being a conductor, you know what I'm saying, of energy. That's one. Two, when you go to church, now you're conducting words. In the beginning was the word, and the words was with God, and the word was God. I truly do believe that there is something about the power of word and manifestation. This is why it's very crucial and very important that we as a people understand the words that is coming out of our mouths. Because I find it at times that when I speak, the things that I speak of come to a manifestation, you know and so I have to be mindful. But not only what you say is how you say things, what is the intention of it? So we have to be directive and and firm upon the mindfulness of what we hear to manifest. And we have to move with good intention, guys. If you want good results, have good intentions. So it was invented by the CIA. Exactly, exactly. The 808s, my brother brought this exactly. So you see, and ever since they created the 808s, we had a lot of distortion upon the generation that have been to this day. The distortion of the reality of how we perceive. You see, the nature of things has been distorted, and that's what's been going on, and it's been multiplying in distorted ways. But yet, the purity and the essence of God Almighty is still with us. I certainly don't. I hate to be preachy, but I believe that there is an anchor in all existence that is the God source of our existence, leading us back to that source where we will work and come together as one as a people. So my brother Richie says, Cooper is the biggest contributor to the Titarian Empire who used ether for free energy. My brother Richie Rock. Rich, you want to get on this live with me, man? Because honestly, like I'm reading your stuff and I don't know if the audience, maybe because I'm over here actually watching it from the actual rest stream. Um, but I'm sure Facebook can actually see what you're texting me, right? I would love for the community to actually see my talented, gifted brother here breaking down some history as we share and build. Because each one teach one, each one uplift one, and that's what we're here to do: uplift our community and share with one another these lost knowledge. And some can be mythical, not far fetched from the truth. But there's the Titarian tales. You know what I'm saying? And then that's another open book right there. It gets deep. So my brother also says that's why the elites destroyed lots of our bells that were in churches and around the major cities, because those bells had humming sensation that let off a lot of healing to the body. And thank you for bringing that back up, because that's exactly where I was going to when I was mentioning, when I remember Tupac saying, why do the churches gotta have these gold ceilings and these gold domes? We don't need that. How about we feed the needy, the broken, the homeless? And I agree with what Pac was going about, but you wouldn't need all that if we healed the mind, body, and spirit, which were part of this sequence of gold being a conductor of energy and having the bell frequency healing us. So when you're healed and you go in there to get the word, which the word is God, right? And you're getting that inspiration. And not only that, but you're now walking into this conductor of energy where it's vibrating the bell sound that is now cleansing your body of the impurities. That's why so many more people now are, there's never been a high risk of cancer as it has been now, as it ever has been. Like, who ever heard of so much? Like, I got a friend of mine's who is having a breast surgery, and how many even men have breast cancer. Yeah, I definitely love to definitely catch up with you, Rich. And I know you stay working, my brother. Stay in the grind. My vocalist gifted brother from the north side. You already know how we do. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, we definitely caught up on some good stuff. And I love the fact that you came through and helped me navigate through this live right now. I got the Red Cross calling me. I shall be donating. That's another thing too. So I got Red Cross, who I donate money. I mean, I donate my blood to these people, but then they charge that I don't know how many thousands of dollars for those people to get my money that I donated for free. They'll give me a cookie and a bag while they charge those people who are in need of my blood thousands of dollars. And it's a damn shame. Like, no, like I should have no mediator that's banking of my blood while they doing whatever God only knows what they doing with my blood, these vampires. And I'm not saying the people themselves, the system, however this corporate is running is messed up. So my brother responds, he says, during the Titanium empires, there were no churches. The churches that we subscribe to today were healing hospitals for those of the time. And once the quote on government figured that out, they destroyed the bells and turned them into church of worship and made their own hospital. Hence the cross with the serpent around it. Wow, that is deep. Bro. Listen, you got an assignment. I need you to come over here. Break, yo, you've been on your works, man. I wasn't. It makes perfect sense. I need you to go ahead and get a file, get all this information. We're about to go live with it, man. Eventually, we're gonna come back at it as we always do. And we're gonna go get on this topic, man, because this is really deep stuff. We need to let people know, man, because our capability and our healing property has been robbed from us, and we have been made sick by the sound of frequency and the lack of knowledge. You know, So, and thus with that healing property going back, so Elon Musk and Mel Gibson's popped up at the Joe Rogan podcast show. So big ups to anybody and everybody that's trying to spread the truth, as we are all here trying to figure it out and come together as a people to make the people a better people for all people, for we are the people. Holla at your boy, the Lost Tribe podcast. So Mel Gibson and Elon Musk, they go into the Joe Rogan, and yes, we have to, and we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna change the world to become a better place. That's what we're here for, man. It's the only way, man. I don't see no other purpose. Anything else is vain, man. Everything else is vain. You know what I'm saying? So let's not get caught up with it. It's okay to have a certain ego, but you know what I mean, or a certain orgullo. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be orgulloso of being a nation, to be a people, to be who you are. You're one of one. You're the first and the last. Don't ever forget that. Don't let nobody ever steal that from you. But at the same time, so is everybody around us. Everybody's uniquely beautiful, uniquely blessed, uniquely special, with a purpose, with a call, and with a divine gift. And let's not ever deny that. Don't let nobody take that from you, and let's not take that from anybody else. We're not here to belittle anybody. We're here to uplift and uphold each and every one of us. That's what we're here for. So, with that being said, Elon Musk and Mel Gibson go into the Joe Rogan show, and they go over there and they start talking about methylene blue and how they had friends who had a stage 4 cancer, and these people started taking methylene blue, and methylene blue healed these people from the cancer. And there were so other properties, benefits that this thing has: the clarity, energy, anti-aging, all this good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I wish, to be honest with you, that I'm gonna tell you like this, guys. I die. I'm 47 years old, so I die my beer. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have it where, you know what I mean. And I believe, I'm a certain believer that we can actually, you can actually drink a liquid that can heal your bones, your body. It's like Ponce de Leon. You know what I mean? Ponce de Leon, that fountain of youth. I certainly believe that there is a water, some sort of liquid or fruit that we have here that give us the capability to heal our body from the deepest of essence. But in the meantime, going back to methylene blue, Elon Musk and Mel Gibson speak about the healing properties that they had, this methylene blue had, the benefits that it healed these people who were in stage 4 cancer, and they went back and it was gone. Thank you, my brother. I tried, man. I tried, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, and we, hey, man, and we doing it, man. We got to, man. We got to take care of ourselves, man. Our body's only going to be as good as we let it, man. We are clay in our hands. So it's how you want it, it's how you going to get it. And I'm going to keep on getting it the way I need to get it. But, I'm aching, man. My body hurts. And so I'm just trying my body and make sure that I'm functionable in the best form that I can. You know what I'm saying? That's why I take my amino acids. Perfect amino acids is good for our bones, guys. As we get older, our bones get fragile, and we get this unnecessary weight that doesn't want to leave us. So the amino acids help us burn the fat, gain the muscle, and strengthen our minds and our bones. So we need that. Methylene blue. Now, going back to this topic, as I keep on saying, coming back off on it, methylene blue has this property where it gives you clarity, and I've sensed it. So the first time I noticed that I had gotten a tiny headache. The second time I didn't know, I noticed that I went from the left temple to my right temple. I noticed that the pain shifted from one side to the other. So then on the third day is when I realized I was driving, I was riding my bike to work, And as I'm riding my bike, my e-bike, you know what I'm saying, I got this fun little Segway cyber bike that gets me that's getting me right now through this little hump of situation. That will be for a different segment, for different moment of times. Right now, I just want to talk about the infinite earth and the immovable earth and the timeline we on with the healing properties and stolen history and so forth and so on. And here we are, just trying to drown things up. I'm all over the place, but we get in the picture, we get an idea, and we sharing these thoughts. And those who have an ear, let them hear it. You know what I'm saying? And those who have a heart, let them feel it. You know what I'm saying? So this is for my real people, man. A lot of people out there getting robotic, and we here to understand that that's a tool for us to utilize for the improvement, not for the control. You know what I'm saying, of humanity. So on the third day of me taking methylene blue, what I realized was that as I'm driving, normally, and I have with everything that I've been through, I have this uh tendency to lose track of where I'm at. You know what I mean? I get easily distracted and things of that nature. And I know I've been through a lot of stuff. I mean, I used to be suicidal, and I thank God that He's given me an opportunity to look at life and be the change that I want to see. You see, I try to change people's life, and I realized that I couldn't change nobody but myself. And it started with me. And once I started making that change within myself, that's when I saw an improvement on my experience. Every time I try to force others to have a change, it didn't work. So all I could do is I could share my experience, I could share what I'm working on, and maybe my ideas, and hopefully hoping that somebody maybe want to try and become a better person. So that's all I could do. And I'm just sharing my experience and my visions. So, but let me pause real quick before I go into the third day of methylene and the breakthrough of my experience. So my brother Richie says pronounce Elon Musk. Oh yeah. Elon Musk. Yeah, thank you. I want people to take your podcast seriously and learn something while they're here. Thank you, my brother. Methylene blue helps restore the blood oxygen carrying capacity. It works too. That's correct. Thank you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? This is why a co-host working, this is why each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, I come from the island. You know what I mean? I was raised in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So the way I pronounce certain things, it might come out like, but if they don't take me serious, it's okay, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I take all life serious, and I respect each and every member as we share what we sharing, because I just want everybody to be a better people. You know what I mean? It's okay to joke around on everybody too. I don't mind it. But as long as you're getting something from it and you see that, the intentions are good. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And it's Elon. Elon. What I said, I ain't even worry about what I said. But but you know what I'm saying? So respectfully, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to butcher nobody's name. But yeah, man. So on the third day, what I experienced was that I had these ideas. Normally, I have subconsciously ideas that just in the back of my conscience, I know I have it, and if I wanted to look for it, I'll go get them. I got mad ideas, but I got them in the back of my conscience. They like locked up away somewhere. And so what happened was that this time on my third day of methylene blue, like my brother said that it helps restore black oxygen. So our brain runs and pumps blood, and the oxygen is very important. And that's why that right temple, left temple, first day, second day type deal happened. On the third day, I don't know what it did, but it shifted something where it actually gave me the capability of being present, being grounded, being capable of manifesting work, all while I was processing everything else without being easily distracted. You know what I'm saying? Because going through everything I've been going through. I'm going on 6 years clean. December 2019, December 29th, 2019, I decided to turn my life around and walked away from addiction. Uh, oh, snap, Ellen. Elon, thank you. Yeah, I said Ellen. Wow, sorry about that. Yeah. Let's not get it confused. I meant Elon. I said Ellen. Oh man, sorry. Thanks, my brother. You see, yeah, I mean that's one of the realest, man. You got my brother got some skills too, man. He's a vocalist right here, man. Big ups. But yeah, so carrying on, man. Yeah, thank you, twin man. Big ups, King. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. And so, yeah, man. Yeah. So on the third day, my brother, I realized and my people is that methylene blue had given me a stable, focus, grounding attribute of behavior. I just loved the way I was grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like finally, like after all these days, and I always talk about it, like I always mention it. You know what I'm saying? I always mention it. Hamina, Hamima, what's up, baby girl? How's it going? Salutations. Big ups to my queens and kings coming into this live right now. I'm talking about methylene blue and my experience. I'm all trying to share healing properties. And I just want my people to be a better people and an aware people, you know what I mean? And aware people make better decisions and contribute to life much better. And so on the third day, I saw that I was grounded and I was finally here. And it's funny because I always know, like, with everything that I've been through and in all the traumas and experiences and tribulations that I've been through, I always knew that I was always going to come in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this is how I'm coming in and this is my come in or my come up or my whatever. But I always said this. I always somehow, some way. I always said, I shared this like, listen, guys, I'm still in the clouds somewhere. But one of these days I'm gonna land, and I don't know what it was, man. But methylene blue somehow, some way had this thing that I felt grounded and present and here on earth. I don't know what it did, but again, first day my left temple gave me a headache. The second day, my right temple gave me a headache. And then on the third day, I felt like, wow, like, I don't know, so it's very, very special, man. Yes, yes, yes. So I figure you share that, man. Do your research, guy. Methylene blue um, is definitely going to be part of my arsenal for my wellness and continue to contribute to my wellness in life. So I share that with you guys. Also, for all my brothers and sisters, too. Perfect amino acid, man. It's good for your bones. Good to keep weight control, good clarity of mind as well. On top of that, so stay up, stay healthy, my peoples. So with that being said, this is trial testing 1 2 1 2. I'm definitely gonna be doing an official Infinite Earth uh uh presentation. It's going to be a segment directly for the Lost Tribes, as we are the Lost Tribes. This is the Lost Tribe podcast. Yes, 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 y'all. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Lost Tribes, the redemption station. Stay tuned. This is just a testing. 1 2 1 2. Big up to my brother Richard Rock. Salutations. That's my brother Twin King. I'm in the Miss Smith. Big ups, Queen. Big ups to all my kings and queens. Miss Lee, I love you. I know that we have our separate point of views, but every view is a beautiful view, man. Stay true, stay faithful in all that you do. Akira, mi corazón para ti, holla back. You know what though? But before I go, I'm about to hit you with one of my songs. Yeah, you know I gotta do it. Yeah. So this is gonna be my song, Lost Translation. This is my outro. Oh, that's my music video right there. I've been pausing it. All right. Let's go. This is Lost Translation. Yeah. sabiduría, virría, porque pero la palabra what we Moment, descendants of Abraham. I'm waiting for the son of man. You be the son of man. So I take stand. I hope you understand for the son of man. For the son of man, for me, God's purple. Spirit with the food that is rich and struggle with it. For your best, your destiny. But you have eyes you can't see. You can't hear them. Speak from it, but he don't. The peace world. The peace said. With the peace said. They don't. They won't pay. Who was studying for peace, so they go home to the streets, but that was going on with the war don't listen. But yet these hands the words that you be speaking. But you be see what your hands to be doing to praying for war, make you blood enough because they're killing our babies, killing their children. I can hear the nation trying to strike face with us in translations. Translations. Translation. Yes. So bad. Yeah. One love, baby. One love. Last five podcast, the redemption station. Resume. True. Remember, at the end of the day, we all we got, and not us. Then whoever, now and when the time is always in your hands. So be the change you want to see, the change you have become. Remain faithful, remain true in all that you do. Always do the corazon. Holla back, y'all. Yeah. Number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda, number the Uda, number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda baby, number the Uda, number the Uda, number the Uda baby. First, with the Uda in the house. What we need is there to be some changes. Changes coming soon, baby. Yeah. Shook my Yota Hanada, open air market, make your video station salutations. One love, hollow back. Yeah, this is my outro. Alright. Damn, go ahead. I got all these windows now. Here we go. Dine it. Here you go. I'm a peoples. Y'all stay up, y'all stay true, y'all stay faithful in all that you do. Be the change you want to see and see the change you have become. One love.